Showtime!
Woohoo!
Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on your time zone.
Yes, good morning and happy Monday. I keep forgetting it's Monday now.
Yeah, I am so glad my neighbor has decided that Monday mornings are the best time for him to mow his lawn and weed whack and do all of his blowing.
Oh,
But he just literally just stopped like 30 seconds before we went on the air. So yay! Apparently he's a fan. He's got to run home and watch the broadcast too. Hello to everyone joining us out there. Hello to Vince. Yes, it is not just Columbus Day. It
a
is not
lot
just
of things.
Indigenous Peoples Day. It is Canadian Thanksgiving. Really? I didn't know Canadian
I
Thanksgiving was
did
this
see
early.
someone post
I
about
knew it was earlier than American Thanksgiving. I didn't realize it was this early. Maybe it's like the Jewish holidays where it moves every year. No, I don't think so. Early coming out day and a late leaf Erickson day. Yes, happy all those
that.
days.
A lot of days.
Thank you, Vince, for spending all those holidays with us. Derek's Corner, Blossom and Terry. Brian is wondering if we caught the Chris Lloyd and Michael J. Fox reunion at Comic Con. I
Yes.
believe DJ Elliott Hansen was the MC for that one. I was not there, but I did see some clips and photos online. It looked great.
It looked amazing. Fun fact, Michael J. Fox spoke at my commencement ceremony.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I did not have. I had. I believe one of my commencement ceremonies was Anton Scalia.
Oh,
It was a long time ago.
I know. It's like a
Yeah, can't remember back that far. But welcome to everyone for joining us. We've got about dozen something people who are watching already. So let us go ahead and kick the show off in 3, 2, 1.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 160 of the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I'm Seth,
And I'm Carly.
and we're here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And Carly, you are home for a change.
What is
Uh,
home? It's a construct in my mind. I
so what
am
have you been up to?
I am taking a little, like, 2-week travel break, self-imposed. I'm like, yeah, they're all work trips, but I just needed a little break. Just been working, actually have to write after I go on these fun trips, which is, like, not exactly the fun part. And then I'm getting ready to go to Hershey Park to go to their
Ooh.
new haunt event, Dark Nights.
Oh, that's exciting. I need a full report when you come back from that.
Yes, I am
I've
very
loved
excited.
their Sweet Nights holiday events over the
Mm.
years. So we've been talking a couple times about the haunted houses that they're doing this year, and I wanna hear your opinion.
Yes, I have heard all good things. The food looks really good. They've pulled it off, and it's hard to pull off a first time event. Just from an operations standpoint, the flow, and this is just so different than anything they've done. So I cannot wait.
That's fantastic. That's great. I This week I got to see the touring Broadway company of the musical Six,
Ooh,
which I know a lot of people are huge fans of. I went in knowing very little about it, and I really enjoyed it. Fantastic performances, some great music. I also got to spend an afternoon at Animal Kingdom and did not get rained on. That is
yes.
very rare for me because every time I've been to Animal Kingdom for like the last 6 months, I've gotten absolutely drenched.
Ooh,
So that was nice, and it made me want to go out and see Avatar. I know they've re-released the film in 4K HDR or whatever. Makes me want to go and see it on the big screen
oh yeah.
again.
I was passing a movie theater the other day, and I see the titles on. I'm like, did I go back in time? Because
Right,
they'll release
right.
so many things. I'm like, what?
This is something that I'm actually doing this weekend coming up that you might be interested in. If you are in the Orlando area, over at Give Kids the World,
Yes.
which is the village where they take care of families with seriously ill kids who want to visit the Orlando parks. The World Chapter, which is the main Orlando chapter of the Disneyana fan club, is having an event with the premiere of a Peter Pan film that's going to be attended by Margaret Carey, who was the actual model for Tinkerbell in the original Peter Pan film. Historian Jim Korkis is going to be there. There's going to be the creator of the new film. There's going to be a Q&A and an auction, and it's going to go towards charity for supporting Give Kids the World. Great cause. Some great people that you'll be able to get to meet. It should be a pretty intimate event. So if you are interested in that, go on Facebook and look up the Disneyana World Chapter. That's happening October 15th. And it's pretty much an all-day event.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I had a cousin who was a St. Jude's patient, and he got set up at Give Kids the World, and it was, like the best family vacation ever, and just such a amazing just break for everyone. It's not just for the kids, it's for the family, the siblings too, and it's amazing. So
yeah,
always support
yeah,
them.
they do great work,
and your money actually goes directly. It's a lot of times we don't know where our money goes, and that's come up a lot obviously with the hurricane. So to have an organization that you can see your dollar being put to work is amazing.
Absolutely. All right, well, I think now it is time for us to jump into the news in the queue. First up this week, we've got some great news coming out of Anaheim. Guided tours have returned at Disneyland, starting with the Walt's Main Street Story Tour and the Holiday Time Tour. Welcome back.
Yes, this is exciting. Walt's Main Street Story obviously was, before COVID, it all shut it down, but it's back. And it includes a lot of the same experiences as last time. It's a 90-minute walking tour. But for the first time ever, you will get to hang out in Walt's apartment as opposed to just linger there very slightly.
Yeah, I have never taken the Walt's Main Street tour, but I took the previous Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour, which I think was a little bit more extensive. That it was a longer tour, went through a lot more of the park. This focuses on Main Street. And the big bonus here is I got to go in and take a quick picture inside the apartment, but apparently you get to go out on the patio and have refreshments, which, I mean, it almost seems sacrilegious. It's like,
I know.
it's like we're just being so casual and like hanging out like we own the place.
I know, it must feel weird. I'm going to be doing it in a couple weeks. For a story, so I will report back like how long do you get to hang there. It's just feels so bizarre in a good way.
If you're interested, it costs $160 plus tax per person, and they're doing it twice a day. There's going to be one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Obviously, you're going to want reservations for that, as well as for holiday time at the Disneyland Resort. This is a 2.5-hour guided tour, and it focuses on the Christmas Fantasy Parade, where you'll get reserved viewing. It's a Small World holiday, where you get a ride on it, and some holiday treats.
Yeah, and I think this is $110 is pretty fairly priced for a tour. I'm sure you're going to get some really cool insider knowledge, how many lights are up there. And I like that you get the reserved seating. So we'll see what the holiday treats mean, because I'm curious if it's going to be more like dessert party-esque, so they're just going to hand you, like
here's your one cookie.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's your cookie.
You never know.
Yeah, this one's held multiple times a day. Starts at around 1 in the afternoon, and you've got them a couple every hour. And they're going to run from November 11th through January 8th. What I'm really curious to know is, does it include a lightning lane access or backdoor access to Haunted Mansion Holiday? because
Right.
that could almost make it worth the while.
That would make it worth
That
it
gets
for me.
huge weights during that
Yes,
season.
it's like steadily at least 45 on a slow day, and then if
Oh,
it's
at
busy,
least.
it's just I mean, it's worth it. It's so good. But
Still good. Anyway, all of these tours require a park reservation and valid admission, which is not included in the tour price. If you are under 14, you've got to be accompanied by an adult 18 or older for it. 60 days out is when you can start making reservations, and you're going to want to make those reservations as soon as you can. There's a cancellation policy and everything, so read the fine print. Um, you can go online at disneyland.com and look up guided tours to book those reservations. Next up, Disney Animation The Immersive Experience is debuting in December and will be touring across the country and around the world.
yes, it's like every week we are talking about a new immersive experience, and I am really wondering, everything happens in a cycle. When is this going to become too
I
oversaturated
was gonna,
that these don't do well?
I'm almost surprised it took this long for Disney
Yes,
to get into this because we've gone from I think the one that most people
Van
first
Gogh.
heard about was Van Gogh,
Yeah.
and then there were multiple different competing Van Goghs, and then we've gotten all sorts of artists, and now it's branched out. I've gotten to do some of these when I was in Las Vegas. When done well, they're really really great.
Yeah.
But this one is going to take between 2/3 and 3/4 of all of the Disney animated characters and create a 45-minute plus long immersive experience where they're projected all around you. um, we know that classics like Lion King, Peter Pan, and Pinocchio will be included as well as Encanto, Moana, and Frozen.
Yes, and of course, it wouldn't be Disney without some, interactive wristband. So you will be given a
Exactly.
wristband. It's included, and that will activate additional features.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lobby full of all the interactive tables and exhibits, and so you can spend about, I don't know, half the time in there, and then the other half in this 360-degree gallery with all of these films projected around you. I've done some of these that have really immersive sound systems, have sense, have like haptic vibrations. So we'll have to see what kind of 4D effects they include in this.
I
Uh,
cannot get over how many times I have used and heard the phrase haptic vibrations in the last couple months. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is fun. I definitely think it's something to experience it once. I'm not sure this is like something you'd return to again. So that's what gets me a little confused about, kind of the longevity for these
Sure. Well,
experiences.
I think that's why this is happening as a tour. They can go
Yeah.
into a city for a few weeks or a month, and then move on to the next. It's going to debut at Lighthouse Art Space. That's in Toronto in mid-December of 2022, so towards the end of this year. But then it's going to spend early 2023 going from Cleveland to Nashville to Detroit to Denver to Boston to San Antonio. That's closest to you. And in Las Vegas, I might check it out while it's there. Minneapolis and Columbus. That's just during the first third of the year. And then eventually it's going to leave North America and make its way to Tokyo.
Ooh. Yes, very cool. I believe that they're going to have on sale dates for tickets. I'm not sure if they announce the prices and scheduling, but I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll find out when they do.
If this is something that interests you, head on over to DisneyImmersive.com. And they've also got a presence on Facebook and Instagram. Moving from Disney to Universal, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando has added 2 dates to make up for the loss due to Hurricane Ian. And so you can now attend HHN 31 on October 11th, which is tomorrow if you're
Yep.
listening to this live, or the 24th.
Yeah, I think this was great. I mean, obviously because of the hurricane. Also, a lot of people that work in theme parks and the service industry, they can't go Thursday through Sunday. So I think it's nice to have more options to go on like a Tuesday night when a lot of people in hospitality may have off.
Yep. Thoughts and prayers for the cast members. I'm sorry, the team members, the scare actors who that Tuesday was their only
Oh,
day
yeah.
off
Yeah.
from, I know staffing has been really hard with so many different events, so much competition this year. A lot of people working there are working a lot of nights with no break. So take care of yourselves, folks. Good
Please.
luck. Nice thing is that if you purchased a frequent fear pass and you lost out because of the closure, you can use your frequent fear pass or frequent fear plus or ultimate frequent fear on these added nights, the 11th or the 24th. I believe they might also be accepting Premier Pass holders. Yes, Premier
Yep.
Pass holders
Mhm.
like myself. If you didn't get a chance to use your free Premier ticket, it's valid on these additional nights as well.
Yes, they did a little bit differently with the dates this year, which I didn't mind. I used mine right in the beginning, but I'm
Mhm.
glad that they extended that for people that didn't get a chance to.
Yep. So the event runs through October 31st, Halloween night. universalorlando.com/HHN for all the information. More Halloween news heading on over to Six Flags. The chain has announced a new bag policy for the duration of Fright Fest, not Flight Fest, Fright Fest. And this policy includes X-ray screenings and a really limiting bag size.
Yes, but still not as limiting as Cedar Fairs, which
No,
is the
that's true.
down
That's
size
true.
for the
That's like
tiny
a pack of
keychain
gum.
wallet. And I recently went to California's Great America, which is one of their other parks, and I got to see and that's a very family park,
Mhm.
and it's very complicated when you see mothers, fathers roll up and you have to hold the diapers. There's literally there are people
Oof.
just walking. They're gonna have to figure out, maybe they give people plastic bags or like those clear drawstring bags once
Oof.
you're through, because if it's a family friendly park, you have to be able to carry your wipes, all that stuff. So it's
Well,
messy.
this policy at the moment, I know there was a little confusion when it was first posted, but we're pretty sure this policy right now is applying just to Fright Fest. So
Yes.
hopefully you aren't bringing too many infants to Fright Fest. However, we've seen
yeah.
I saw some discussion on social media this weekend about people bringing toddlers
Oh.
to haunted houses. So
Oh, I did see that.
we can have a conversation about that on another podcast.
Yeah.
But for Fright Fest at the Six Flags parks, you will be limited to 12 inches by 12 inches, ranging all the way up to 1 foot by 1 foot for you Jungle Cruise fans. By 6 inches deep, whether it's a purse, whether it's a backpack, whether it's a lounge fly, that's your limit. But there is an exception made for bags carried for medical reasons and diaper bags accompanying infants and young children. So if you're bringing your 2-year-old to be eaten by zombies, you can bring a diaper bag.
I think that's the right thing. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Every week we're talking about new bag policies, but unfortunately, in this day and age, it's a part of the territory now.
Yeah. Obviously, there's been numerous well-publicized incidents this season, and better safe than sorry. They've also, in addition, implemented a new payment policy, and I think this one might be valid during the day as well as during Fright
Yep.
Fest, which is they are accepting cards for payments only inside the park. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, or debit. If you're still using cash, you're going to have to convert that into a prepaid debit card, and they have kiosks to do that in the park. But they are going card only, no more cash at vendors.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, I like that they have the machines in there. A lot of times I remember as a kid, your parents, give you $10.
No
They just
more.
gotta go to the machine. Yeah.
Nope. Every kid has their own iPhone with their own tap to pay.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Uh, all right. Heading back to Orlando. We've got a couple pieces of news about Icon Park. The first is, it's sad news, but it's also, I think, appropriate news. The free fall drop tower, which was the world's tallest freestanding drop tower when it was built not very long ago, is being removed because of the death of 14-year-old Tyre Sampson, who fell from the ride and was killed on March 24th, 2022. Something the family has been demanding for a long time, and the owners have finally agreed to take it down.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say except that I think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah. They're also establishing a scholarship in the young man's name. They haven't released details of that, but they're consulting with the family. Family has also asked for some sort of memorial plaque. There was a temporary memorial there that was removed, and I don't know that there is any memorial there right now. So it would be nice if once that's down, that they have something commemorating what happened. But I know personally, I actually have a coupon, a certificate that they gave me to ride the Starflyer that I will not obviously be riding that, and I
Oh, no.
honestly don't think I'm going to ride any of the other attractions that group builds and operates. They're behind the Starflyer, which is right next door, and also the Slingshot. And
Yeah, and they have a drop tower at Dollywood, which
Yep.
gives me chills when I walk by, and I will absolutely not be doing
I
those again, unfortunately.
I do not want to say anything that could be construed as libel or but I feel comfortable riding other attractions at Icon Park, and will spend my money at those.
Right.
Speaking of which, Max Action Arena is coming to Icon Park, and this is going to be an 8,000 square foot center, including virtual reality, adventure rooms, axe throwing, and an escape room. And it's all opening up this fall, so very soon.
Yes, I know you're gonna probably into the adventure room, right?
Well, I am personally curious what the exact distinction is between an adventure room and an escape room.
Yes.
They describe an adventure room as a countdown is on, and you'll race against the clock to accomplish goals like solving a crime, unraveling puzzles, and dealing with alien abductions, and surviving a creepy cursed room. Which all sounds really cool, but that also sounds a lot like an escape room, which is a race against time to solve puzzles. Now, Escape from Planet Obscura, I believe that this might have been located, or something very similar to it, because it sounds pretty much identical, something that I did already, at their other location at Icon Park, which is called In the Game.
Mhm.
That's another arcade with some a maze and kind of a virtual reality ride. And so this looks kind of like an extension of that. But the one I'm really excited to see is Zero Latency
Yes.
VR. They are coming back, and I'm very excited because they used to be at Point Orlando. And I thought that they were pretty much the best free roaming VR system after the Void, which is RIP, pour one out for the Void.
Mhm.
But Zero Latency shut down for a little while, and I'm glad to see them coming back.
Yeah, I think it's just something really fun. Obviously, that area is very popular, so the more activities, the better for families to do. It's a great way to, take a break. Don't buy park tickets one day. Come over here, do something, go out to eat. Everything is there.
And speaking of family activities, we skipped over the axe throwing,
Oh,
which
very
is
family.
great. Small children, give them a heavy-weighted, sharp object, and no, you're throwing them at wood targets, not at each other. But I am extremely terrible at that, so you won't see me doing that.
I have always been resistant to try. I should just try it one time.
I've given it a couple tries, and for whatever reason, I never get the rotation right, and it always winds up hitting the wrong end and bouncing off for me. So, I will not be joining Robin Hood's band of merry men in the woods. But yeah, this is one of 50 different restaurants, attractions, things to do at Icon Park, which is the home to the Big Wheel. And you can find out more about it online at iconparkorlando.com. And I added this last one to our list. It is the return, or actually the addition, of new Sunday matinees to the schedule for Drawn to Life, the Cirque du Soleil show at Walt Disney World in 2023. If you want to see this show but can't stay out past your bedtime, there are going to be new opportunities to see it in the afternoon.
Yeah, I kind of love this. It's a great show. I've seen it 2 times. It's amazing. I like that they offer the daytime shows because you can go do brunch at Disney Springs, and there's so many great, Weimar George, Rodden Road. Go to an early meal, see a show, and maybe go back to your resort, relax. I like that they, don't have only the nighttime option.
Yeah, just like Icon Park, this is a great thing to do when you have a half day.
Right.
You don't want to spend the whole park ticket in the parks. Maybe it's the day you're flying in or the day you're leaving, or when it is holiday special event season. If say you've got a hard ticket to an after hours event, see a matinee show in the early afternoon and then go to a party in the afternoon or in the evening.
Right, that's a great combination. I recently did a Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, 2 nights back to back, and during the day I was like, I'm gonna go into the park for lunch. I was so tired. Do not do something the day of a night event. I repeat, you will try to squeeze in all you can. Do not do it. You will be exhausted.
Absolutely. So that performance calendar starts on January 4th, 2023, and the Wednesday through Saturday evening show times are going to be at 5:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. And then there's going to be 2 Sunday matinees at 1:30 and 4. So it's basically 2 shows a day, Wednesday through Sunday. And if you want to look up tickets or purchase, head over to cirquedusoleil.com. All right, that is going to wrap up our news in the queue. But before we launch into our main attraction, it's time to hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MouseFan Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction!
And for this week's main attraction, Disney's 100 Years of Wonder is going to kick off with the surprisingly early opening of Disneyland's Runaway Railway on January 27th, 2023. This caught me a little by surprise. What about you?
I'm just really overwhelmed by all the news we've been getting right after D23, and I'm wondering, this is soon. January is soon. I was thinking maybe spring, early summer 2023.
I think we had been hearing that the revamped Toontown in Disneyland was spring. And, spring can mean anything from February all the way through May.
Right.
Some years, June can even be spring.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I guess they really want to kick off this 100th anniversary with a bang. And we know from what Disneyland is going to be the heart of this 100th anniversary celebration. we knew we were going to get some redecorations of Sleeping Beauty Castle with some fancy platinum banners, but we are going to get kind of a quadruple punch of World of Color, Wondrous Journeys, Magic Happens, and the Runaway Railway all opening up.
Yes. No, this is exciting. I'm also nervous as a Magic Key holder if I'm ever going to be able to visit Disneyland in 2023. So I know that was kind of the general sentiment across social media. People are like, whoa, because this is also going to mean a ticket increase. And that's usually, around the time when they do that. So
Mhm.
there is exciting things, but there's also a lot to give, a Disney fan a little bit of a pause.
Yes, and speaking of pause, I do notice that they have paused the annual pass holder, or I'm sorry, Magic Key reservation
Yep.
calendar.
Mhm.
So right now we are all just waiting for them to release those. Yeah, if you want to go on the 27th, thoughts and prayers. I am hoping that my Magic Key expires, which I've never actually used. It expires at the beginning of March. So I am hoping I can at least get a couple days in late February to check all of this out. Hopefully, maybe a month after the opening, it will calm down a
Oh,
little.
for sure.
But we're going to have World of Color running at Disney California Adventure, and we're going to have Wondrous Journeys in Disneyland. And I have a feeling that Wondrous Journeys, you're only going to see that with fireworks on the weekends. So, we've seen right now with the spectaculars, the entertainment only happening at the weekends on Disneyland right now. Those weekend nights are packed in the parks with everyone trying to see the fireworks.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure there'll be some sort of projection show on the weeknights, but it's going to be worth it to fight the crowds on a weekend to see the full version.
Absolutely.
And finally get to see Magic Happens, which lasted like a week and a day before the
Right.
pandemic. That's finally coming back too. So daytime parade, nighttime fireworks, and a brand new ride. Curious to see how they're going to handle crowd flow in and out of the land
I
that's
was
not open.
Yes, I was just about to say this to you. Even when the land is opening, I think the biggest issue with this attraction is going to be
Mhm.
flow of people. It is just a tight area compared especially to Hollywood studios.
Well, and knowing, roughly what the hourly capacity of the ride is based on the Disney World version, I would I would be very surprised if they did not use some sort of virtual queue system, at least for the first few months that it's open,
Yes.
just to manage the number of people heading back into that. It was always a tight
Underground.
corner. It was
Yep.
always, a very crowded cul-de-sac. And now that there's still going to be construction walls, it kind of reminds me of when the original Wizarding World of Harry Potter was under construction, and they were trying to keep the what was then the Dueling Dragons ride still open through
Right.
construction, and you'd walk through this narrow corridor of giant construction walls to make your way in and out of the ride. And I just have visions of that going into Toontown. So yeah, very exciting and very curious to
Yes.
see how this will all play out on January 27th. But I guess if you are one of the people who has to see it on opening day or opening weekend, you better start planning right now.
Yes. You're
I'm
gonna have
sure.
to purchase your data ticket or something.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. And I'm sure hotels are going to be filling up, especially on property hotels.
Oh yeah. It's been impossible this year. I mean, a
Yeah.
good thing, but it's
Oh yeah.
difficult to stay there.
I mean, yes, and if you look, what is going to be the Pixar hotel currently under construction, if you see what the hotel looks like right now and what they are charging to spend there, spend a night there right now, yeah, that'll make you think twice. All right, well, I think this might have set a record for our quickest show ever. We're coming in just a little over half an hour. And this is a gift to you. We are giving you 25 minutes of your day back that you thought you would be spending. Spend it in contemplation, meditation, be zen, I guess.
I'm going to a water park after this. Does that count?
Oh, what park are you going to?
I'm going to Sound Waves, which is that luxury water park at Gaylord.
Ah,
Yeah. It's
Excellent.
beautiful. Yeah, it's great.
Well,
great stuff.
take lots of pictures.
Yes.
We'll follow you on social media and see the. And speaking of which, before we go, of course, we want to thank our sponsor, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel again. Remind you, please, as always, to give us a review on Apple Podcasts and a rating on Spotify. And of course, you want to follow us on the interwebs. Where can they do that, Carly? If they
Yes,
want to
on,
see your water park adventures.
Yeah. Twitter, I am Carly Caramana, and on Instagram, I'm Adventures by Carly.
I am on Twitter at the UG Series and at the Unofficial Guides on Instagram, and you can pick up copies of my new unofficial guides at theunofficialguides.com. And of course, you can always find Attractions Magazine at attractionsmagazine.com, at Attractions on Twitter, at Attractions Magazine on Instagram, at youtube.com/attractionsmagazine, and on TikTok at Attractions. Till next week, we hope that you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun.
Yes.
And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
See you next time.